Hello juniors, and welcome back to Computer Systems and Programming. For this video we are going to be learning how to use comparison operators in Python. So once you open the clips, you're going to make a new PyDev project called Comparison Operators and download the comparison outline.py off of Canvas and then move that .py into the Comparison Operators project folder and use that file to take notes while watching this video. When working with comparison operators, the structure is pretty simple. It is variable / data plus comparison operator plus variable or data. So you have a variable or data on one side, a comparison operator, and then another variable. This whole thing is the comparison, and it can be simplified to true or false. So this symbol equals is asking if two things are the same. If they are equal, then it will return true. If they aren't, it will return false. So an example would be D equals 4 equals 4 in parentheses. If we would print D, it would return true. Another example is if R equals 2 equals 4 in parentheses, and we print R, it will return false. The next symbol is the less than or greater than, and these symbols are asking if one is greater than the other or less than the other. So for example, we have A equals 2 is less than 3. If we print A, it's going to return true because 2 is less than 3. Then if we have B equals 4 is less than 3, and we print B, it's going to return false because 4 is not less than 3. If we have C equals 4 is greater than 3, and we print C, it's going to return true because 4 is greater than 3. If we have F equals 2 is greater than 3 and we print F, it's going to return false because 2 is not greater than 3. Then we have the less than or equal to and the greater than or equal to symbols. And these are a combination of equals to, greater than, and less than. So for an example, if we have Y equals 5 and X equals 3, if G equals X, which is less than or equal to Y, and we print G, it's going to return true because if we plug 3 in here for X and 5 in here for a Y, 3 is less than or equal to 5. Another example is if Y equals 2 and X equals 3, and we plug those into this equation here, and we have Y is equal to, and then in parentheses, X is greater than or equal to Y. So if we plug 3 in for X and 2 in for Y, we would have H is equal to 3, which is greater than or equal to 2. And if we print H, it's going to return true because 3 is greater than or equal to 2. Additionally, you can store the value that the statement returns. If, for instance, if you type V equals 4 equals 5 in parentheses, and we print V, the value stored in V will be false. The computer figures out if 4 equals 5 is true or false. It returns false, then it stores false inside of V. I am now going to be moving on to some of the common errors that are made when working with comparison operators. Remember, an error bug is something that is wrong with the syntax. There are two types of errors. There's syntax errors, which means that there is a problem with the syntax, and logic errors, which means there is a problem with the problem's logic. The syntax for comparison operators is variable data, an operator, and another variable or data. So if we mess up one of these pieces, there will be a problem. Common syntax errors are misspelling variables or missing an operator or variable or data. The common logic errors are using the wrong operator, so sometimes we need to use a less than symbol, but we accidentally use the greater than symbol. That is a logic error because the program's logic is backward. Another common logic error is using the wrong variables. Sometimes we are doing comparisons and get lost in what variables stored what, and we use the wrong variable, which will give us the wrong answer. So that is all I have for the practice video. So when you complete the outline, you can upload that to GitHub and submit that. Then you can move on to downloading the comparison operators drills.py from Canvas and put that file in your comparison operators project folder and complete and submit that. Once that is done, you can move on to the debug comparison operators.py by downloading it from Canvas and putting that file in the same folder the other two assignments are in. Once you complete these 3 assignments, you will be done with the comparison operators module. Please let me know if you have any further questions. You can do that by emailing me or attending my student hours. If you don't, I will see you all later.